Aladdin is an animated film, and as you can see, I'm joined by some familiar faces. I'm joined by Film Guru and Patrick. We just saw this film as part of a lead up to the upcoming new Aladdin film, and yeah, this one still holds up. It's probably like one of the better Disney animated films out there. Generally, I'm not the biggest fan of Disney animated films. I think most of them are not that great. But easy slam dunk number one for me is Beauty and the Beast. Aladdin would be number two.
I really like this. It's been a long time since I've seen it, many years, and it still, like you said, still holds up. And I just really like the story and the characters, and the music's fantastic, and Robin Williams steals the show and is fantastic. And I think Will Smith has a lot to live up to in regards to playing the genie, so it'll be interesting to see what he's able to do with that.
I think it's a fantastic explosion of colours and personality. It's still a very entertaining movie. It was one of my favourites as a kid, and I was entertained all the way through rewatching it again today.
So yeah, first thing we've got to talk about is Robin Williams as the genie. Like literally, anytime this movie's brought up, he's the first thing that comes to mind.
He does steal the show. Every scene he's in, he ad-libs so much. Everybody knows that. Yeah. But it works well in the story, and he bounces off Aladdin and Jasmine and Jafar, and he's just so funny.
Yeah. Because for the first half hour, it's pretty much simple, straightforward as you can get. But then once Robin Williams' genie comes in, that's when the whole film just breaks the fourth wall and just complete insanity just ensues.
Yeah, it elevates the film, I think, having his performance in there. And they say that they had 23 hours of audio of him just riffing and coming up with things. It was extraordinary to watch, and it would have been very hard for them to pick out the performances or the bits and pieces he was doing and put them on screen.
I think it's also one of those performances where it just fits the style of 2D animation so well. I'm sure it would have been hell for the animators to like put in so much extra work, but it's worth it. It's so fun to watch.
This is definitely one of the more detailed hand-drawn animation films, because with the genie specifically, every little detail just stands out. Like all the little jokes that Robin Williams makes and all the little like visual jokes that go alongside it. This film definitely came out just before the arrival of CG films, and this came out during the Disney Renaissance, and this was its peak, because you have what I like to say is the trilogy of great Disney films: Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and Lion King. Now, we could go on and on about Robin Williams as a genie, but not to be overlooked, everyone else does a pretty good job. All the voice actors do great, and I think this film has one of the best Disney villains ever. The first time you see Jafar, holy shit, what an entrance. And just the way he looks, the color scheme he has, he's just real menacing villain.
That's true, he is very menacing right off the bat. It sets the tone well. There's many jokes made about why the other characters don't see that he's evil straight away, because he just looks so sinister.
I would say one of the greatest villains, not even just anime. I would put it up to next to Darth Vader and villains like that. It's just really well portrayed.
Jasmine as well is one of the best Disney princesses. Immediately, just the way she's drawn and how she looks, it just stands out. She's also a great character as well, because you're able to identify her struggles, what she wants in her life.
Yeah, she's a very strong character, a very strong female character, which is great to see. And I like how she doesn't want to jump into getting married and things like that. She likes her own sort of way. It's kind of interesting to watch her navigate through that.
This is probably one of those few films where I feel that the romance is quite natural, and at the end I feel happy that Aladdin and Jasmine get together.
Yeah, that's where I disagree. This is one of my few things with the film, because like you said, you thought the romance was great. I don't think it was, because the whole film, like, Aladdin just lies. So, and like the romance he has with Jasmine for the majority of the film is based on lies after lies after lies. It's only at the end does it feel genuine. But for the whole second act, I just couldn't get into this romance because it just didn't feel believable, because he was just lying to her.
He did lie a lot. Obviously one of the themes of this film is deception, and I picked up on that rewatching it again. I realised just how much Aladdin does lie.
Yeah.
But I guess he does it for trying to do it for the right reason. Not saying lying's a good thing to do. I just mean that he's doing it all for her. He thinks in order to be with her, he has to be this prince, like she's a princess, but he doesn't realise that she likes him for him, but not who he thinks he should be.
In context of the film, it does make sense,
Yeah, if only honesty was a thing in this movie, which it's not until the end. Something we've forgot to mention is the songs are really good. Like, you've got your great comedy song, romance song, villain song, opening song. All of these songs are pretty much great. I don't really have a problem with one of them. Like, they all stand out pretty well.
I even like the Robin Williams songs. They're quite funny in the way he sort of sings it, and the animation they use is quite clever.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the music's really, really fantastic. It's probably one of the best Disney films with the best music.
The film reflects on some really like dark themes that
Yeah.
often Disney movies these days shy away from. And it's not extremely dark. It just works well with the film. Just the rough lifestyle, and the movie doesn't pull any punches with the violence or even the dialogue at some points.
Yeah, even for a G-rated film, this film pushes it on like some of the darker themes and a little bit of violence. Like, it does become like, wow, this is pushing it a little bit.
Yeah, and I think it really captures what it was like at that time, maybe in that place. And it is, yeah, there are some shocking moments where you think, wow, like there's a scene where Jasmine, nearly loses an arm because she steals an apple. It's quite shocking to watch, but it sort of works within the framework of the story in the movie, I guess.
But I think that's what reflects of the films that came out in that time period, because you look at Disney films now and they feel a bit soft and not as edgy. Then you look at the Disney films that came out in the 90s. These were dark as you can get, because in The Little Mermaid you had Ursula get stabbed by a boat. In Beauty and the Beast you had Gaston fall to his death. In Aladdin, as you said, like, Jasmine nearly loses her arm. And then in The Lion King you actually see Mufasa's dead corpse right in front of Simba. Like, that never happened with Bambi at all. So like, yeah, the 90s was a pretty dark-ish time for Disney films. Overall, while I feel like, for me at least, it's a little bit dated in some places, especially with the Aladdin character, I don't think he's aged well. But everything else was done wonderfully. Robin Williams was great. The characters were great. The music was great. The visuals were great. This is as close as you can get to a near-perfect Disney film. And while there are a few nitpicky problems that irritate me, I still like this. This is still my second favorite Disney animated film.
For me as well, it's such a classic and it holds up. Robin Williams, of course, steals the show, but the rest of the movie before that point is also super entertaining.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoy this, and like I said, it's been a long time since I've seen it, but I just thought it was brilliantly executed, and it's probably one of my favourite Disney movies. I like the music, the colours, the way it looks, Robin Williams, of course, and I just think it's an all-round really good story about what happens when you lie, I guess, and what looks at morality of being a human being and what's right and what's wrong, and I think that's really good for the kids. But I found it a very entertaining and fun film.
So rewatching Aladdin, I'll probably give it a 9 out of 10. I love it so much. It's such a classic and it has a special place in my heart.
I'm going to give this 4.5 out of 5. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was brilliantly put together, and I had a real fun time watching this film.
And I'm going to give Aladdin a 9 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see, be sure to like my Facebook page, follow me on Twitter, and subscribe to my channel below. As always, I'm NETX5, and this has been Film Guru and Patrick. Thank you for watching.